Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report, episode 218, titled Help Wanted, Devils PA Announcer, and Devils Play-by-Play. I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network, also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Audible, Amazon Music Prime, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Well, it's a Happy Devil Sunday. Figured I'd do a Woo Report. It breaking the last few hours. Ryan Novozinski of NJ.com, also known as Star Ledger, tweeted out that the PA announcer Joe Tolentino has not been retained for next season. He confirmed to me. And the Devils are now looking for a new play-by-play and PA announcer. Joe Tolentino on his Instagram account penned a letter from Captain Joe 9. Good afternoon, Devils fans. If I could go back in time and tell 11-year-old Joe about the last 12 months of my life, he wouldn't believe a single word. It is not often people get the chance to live out dreams. Although I will not continue as the public address announcer, I remain the biggest Devils fan there is. To say that this organization is important to me is an understatement. Thank you at NJ Devils for rewarding me for this rare opportunity to represent and be part of something that I believe in and love so dearly. I got to see firsthand that this is a first-class NHL franchise. Thank you to all of those who voted for me during the PA announcer search. You gave me a voice that could not be ignored. I will always remember what you did for me. Be sure to stop me and say hello this season. I will be there with you to celebrate those jaw-dropping Jack Hughes goals, bone-crushing hits from Miles Wood, each PSE&G power play, and of course, t-shirt time. Hashtag WePaw. LGD love Joe. That from Joe Tolentino, the PA announcer of last season. First off, I think Joe Tolentino took a lot of crap on the internet reading through that And it was very, very unfair. Very, very unfortunate. And, obviously I was, part of that top 10 that were selected in the beginning. So I got to experience it as well firsthand because there were a lot of people that didn't like me either. So, and it was kind of, I'll tell you, the way Joe Tolentino handled it throughout was, you can't deny it. He was 100% professional. There were a lot of things, that were said online, in my opinion, was just downright wrong. And it's not his fault, is what Ryan Mann says in the Facebook Live. He did take a lot of crap. Whether you liked him or not, that's a matter of opinion, to each their own. But we can't deny the fact that he took a lot of crap and he handled it like a 100% professional, as you would expect from a Devils PA announcer. And it's quite unfortunate. It's probably a kind of a sad day for Joe, but he has something that not many people can put in the resume or tell stories what has happened in the last year. And that's something he will have for the rest of his life. He was able to live out a dream that most people would just give anything for. And, I'm one to say that I'm proud of him because the way he conducted himself throughout, you just cannot deny. Matter of opinion, how he performed. And, to be honest with you, he hung in there. He made it through the entire season, and that should be commended. Because I can't imagine, even if I were to be in that position, if I were to make it a top 3 and the crap that was happening online, I don't know. I think my mental health would have been pretty good afterwards. And I just don't think that's fair. And I hope that whoever the next PA announcer of your New Jersey Devils does not face the same crap, because I just think it was just too mean, a lot of people. And that's what I have to say about that. Devils play-by-play announcer on MSG Networks. Again, this is through MSG, Madison Square Garden, that I believe there's about 5 or 6 candidates that's now down to. I believe it was actually Ryan Novozinski that spoke to Ken Danico about it. Obviously, this is all hush-hush. And I can't wait for that announcement as well. These are 2 jobs that I would covet. I mean, I think it'd be awesome to have either or job. Tony P writes, they should have hired you, Mr. Wu. Well, thank you, Tony. Thank you. And I appreciate that. Means a lot. Also, little Nicky, little boy that I befriended 15 years ago, a friend's son. Now he's 21 years old. He texted me this morning saying that he hopes that I get it. But obviously, it's not something you're really applying for. I'm assuming that the Devils are on the search. And if you get the call, you get the call. That's what I'm assuming. I don't see any help wanted ads yet, but I'd sure put it back in if I see it. Also, I want to get your opinions as well. Any play-by-play, Devils play-by-play that you would want to try out and get the job. Don LaGreca comes into mind. I think it would be awesome. I don't think he could really do that with the Michael Kay show, because it is an 82-game schedule. He would have to cut out early often, but you never know if they can work out something. I mean, it's one of the more highly rated New York sports radio shows, syndicated. That's an interesting one. Is there a dark horse somewhere in there? You know, there are some pretty good play-by-play guys around the league that may try out. But me personally, and this goes with the Devils PA announcer position and the Devils play-by-play for MSG Networks, that I just hope they get somebody that is truly a Devils fan at heart, but a professional at the same time. Now, that would be cool. That would be awesome, because usually you can feel the emotion through the voice if it's a true fan. But obviously, there's got to be some professionalism involved. You have to put a professional behind the mic, either or. But it just sounds a little bit better. The story sounds a little bit better if there was a fan behind the mic that's equally or better than the ones that are trying out. Rick Jenneret, the voice of the Buffalo Sabres for many years, he would make the call like la 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 Fontaine, or they are good, scary good, and that voice, and the voice that, you know, would just resonate. I mean, I would love to do play-by-play. No experience. But then again, Emily Kaplan, Jersey girl from Montclair, no experience, ESPN, was doing the Stanley Cup Finals. Should I send them my demo tape? Hughes steals the puck. He skates down the ice. It's a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, feeds to Brett. Scores! Devils up 2-0. Woo! Are you ready, New Jersey? I mean, that would be awesome to do something like that, but I'll lose my voice. Your voice would be your bread and butter if you had the Devils PA announcer position or play-by-play. Wouldn't that be something? Or calling the big games. Remember Bob Arcina, PA announcer at the Meadowlands, saying the Stanley Cup. And then that's all he said. And the crowd goes nuts. That'd be amazing. Or calling a Stanley Cup final game. Rob Larson says, Joe is probably a very nice guy. He has a great voice with a unique style, but did not quite fit for the NHL. I'll tell you what. There is some artistry and some creativity with Joe Tolentino, because obviously I was critiquing all season long. He has a theater background. He was trying something different and unique, and that should be commended and encouraged. He's original. Whether you like his stuff or not, that's your opinion. We love opinions here as long as they're constructive. And, you know, it's different. You wouldn't think someone with a theater background would be announcing. My style's a little different. I like to keep it simple, sweet, to the point, not over the top where it's kind of fake. I would love to have another chance at it. Like, goal scored by number 7, Dougie Hamilton. Assisted by number 5, Simon Nemitz. And number 86, Jack Hughes. I mean, that would be pretty cool to do. That would be awesome to do. Donnell Weaver, hey, Sam Wu, who do you think will be the new Devils TV announcer for MSG Plus? I have no idea. I have no inside information. Even if I did, I probably wouldn't blurt it out unless it was myself. But even then, you probably, adhere to a confidentiality agreement, NDAs, all that business jargon that goes with sports media. Eugene Hewitt, I would have been better off as the mascot, seen and not heard. I'll tell you what, you know what? I almost did apply for that mascot position. The only problem was that I was afraid of heights. If I had to go up to the rooftop of the old Meadowlands and then come down with a rope in the middle of the ice, there would have been a workplace accident. Okay. There would have been a workplace accident, and I'd probably be sponsored by some law firm. I'm not going to name one, and then I'd probably be doing nothing for the rest of my life. Mascot position. I mean, that's a unique position. Get to go to NHL All-Star with the other mascots as well. But yeah, I mean, play-by-play. That's like Matt Lachlan when he does it. I mean, that's just a dream. Just a dream. Devils Rangers at Prudential Center. This is Sam Wu for MSG Networks. I'm here with Ken Danico as the Devils look to get into the playoffs. Puck drop. Oh, Miles Wood with the hit. That would be just really cool. I don't know how these guys do that. I don't know how you break into the business doing that. I guess you have to start at kind of like the high school level, middle school level, and just get your reps in, work your butt off, do the games that nobody cares about so you can add some zingers into your repertoire. Even Devils PA announcer, the PA announcer position, some you maybe have to do baseball, Now batting number 13, Edgardo Alfonso. And the crowd just goes nuts. Sometimes less is more with announcing, that it's the emphasis on certain words. Doc Emmerich, we've had him on the podcast, good friend of the podcast. We've had him multiple times talking about, taking some lessons from, I don't know if it was a speech specialist or whatever, and and she stopped the tape recorder and said, okay, so you got everything out, huh? Because there's so much to say. But sometimes simplicity really just resonates. 5 words or less. 5 words or less. And Devils penalty to number 44, Miles Wood. 2 minutes for cross-checking. You see that? It's like very simple. It's serious because it's a bad thing that he gets a penalty. And then you got to announce all the sponsorships as well. The PSE&G power play, or, and and also, the thing that people don't talk about PA announcing and play-by-play, you got somebody constantly in your ear called the producer. So you're kind of multitasking on live air. You got to know how to improvise. There's somebody constantly in your ear. If you make a mistake, or you got to go to something, or, you got to go to break or whatever, you got someone constantly interrupting you. Bill Clement one time told the story to me that, there was one time they just got feedback, did it, I believe, with Doc Emmerich, that, back in the old ESPN days, back in the mid 80s, the equipment was just like, low budget, startup sports station. And, you got feedback going in your ear because somebody forgot to turn off the comm line. And you got to muscle through that on live air. It's more than just announcing. I mean, you've got to deal with a lot of crap and put out fires on live air, and you only got a split second to think about it. Even the Devils PA announcing position. I mean, gee, what happens if the fans, I think Lou Nolan of the Flyers, PA announcer, legendary PA announcer there, You know, I think it was Ed Snyder tribute night, and they gave out some watches or some kind of giveaway, and the fans started throwing it out on the ice, and you got to yell at the fans. There's no script for that. Attention, all Flyer fans. Please do not throw any projectiles out on the ice. If you don't stop, it may result in a penalty for your team, or whatever he said. It's just like, you got to know how to improvise. Kind of like how I'm improvising on this podcast right now. I'm just making up stuff. But play-by-play, PA announcer position, it's hard work, people. It really is. And Joe Tolentino, you know what? I would just say to him, congratulations. Job well done, Joe. You lived a dream that any Devils fan would have wanted. You got all that unfair criticism, name calling, all that stuff, but you stuck through it, and you got through an entire season 1 year. More than any of us can ever say. So congratulations to you, Joe Tolentino. I hope you do well. I hope you're happy, and I hope you remain happy as a New Jersey Devils fan. Stacy White says, hey, Sam. Stacy White, I haven't seen you on the Facebook Live in a long time. Nate says, did you hear his announcement when some jerk threw a smoke bomb on the ice many moons ago? That was the one with Marty Brodeur, Lou Nolan. He said something like, you did it. That's it, Flyer fans. You did it. 2-minute penalty for blah, 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 blah. I don't think it was that incident, Nate. But there was one incident. It's like, Flyer fans, you finally did it. We got a penalty. The crowd's booing. It's just, it's a tough position, especially in this area, this market, New York, New Jersey, Philly. Stacey White's enjoying her summer. LOL. That's great. That's great. YouTube Live. Love YouTube Live. By the way, we're going to be on 9 p.m. Eastern for the Let's Go Devils podcast Sunday edition. We'll be going over the trade that happened on the wee hours of Friday night into Saturday morning. Oh, the people that came onto that podcast. It was a shock and awe. Nate Billback said, video on YouTube now, point them out and we'll throw them out. Lou Nolan is a legendary PA announcer for the Philadelphia Flyers. He's pretty good. I've enjoyed Paul McCann and what he did for the Nashville Predators. I follow PA announcers. I don't know. It's just the geek in me. It's like, you learn different techniques. One announcer I really liked before he either got fired or he got let go or whatever was the old, he wasn't old, but for many years, the Mets PA announcer, the New York Mets. Just the way he stretched out words and the way his low-tone voice, I would love to emulate him. I mean, I remember in 2015, it was Mets-Dodgers. It was the playoffs, and I think it was the divisional playoffs. And just the way he announced, please welcome the 2015 National League East champions, your New York Mets. And it just resonated through Citi Field. And everyone's like, waving their towels. You hear the echo. And it's like, now batting. Ding, ding, ding. Number 20. Pete. Alonzo. Oh, it's just awesome when you hear the echo. And the crowd just going crazy. And again, it's 5 words or less. And I texted my good buddy Ron Rimmer. Used to be on XM Satellite Radio as a host on the NHL channel right from the beginning. Before that, he was the Edmonton Oilers PA announcer. So I asked him for tips, and he just said, Sam, just be yourself. Just be yourself when you announce. And he said, just announce. Don't be over the top. Don't go crazy. Just be announced. The fans will go crazy, but just announce. Who was the PA announcer for the Giants years ago? I loved hearing it. That was Bob Shepard, also the Yankees announcer. Now batting, number 2, shortstop, Derek Jeter. Number 2. That's Bob Shepard. He also did the Giants, the New York Football Giants. And this is what, I actually had season tickets for the Giants for a couple of years. Remember Ron Dane? This was Bob Shepard. Third and 1. The ball carried by Dane. 4th and 1. Fiegels to punt. Bob Shepard was pretty good. He was really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah. Now pitching, number 42, Mariano Rivera. Bob Shepard was Derek Jeter. The ball carried by Baba. 3rd and 1. The ball carried by Dane. 4th and 1. Fiegels to punt. Oh, boy. Anytime Ron Dane had the ball, 3rd and 1, he couldn't even punch it in. Anyway, I know we're talking a little football and baseball and all that kind of stuff here, but hey, it's the off season. We're talking about PA announcer. Devils on the search for a new PA announcer. Oh, I'd love to have that chance again. I would do it over again. Goal scored by number 33, Ryan Graves. Oh, that would be just awesome. Just simple. Or actually, I would go with a low tone. Goal scored by number 33, Ryan Graves. Everyone's like, Gravy. All right. Well, thank you all those that are tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Some are going to listen to the podcast in the car coming home from the shore, back to the work week. Nate Milbank, thank you for tuning in. Be awesome. Also, big shout out to Frank the Tank. Frank, also a listener and also one of the 10 finalists for the Devils PA announcer position. Big shout out. The Blackhawks have a great PA announcer as well. I think it's Gene Honda, right, Robert? Yeah, Gene Honda. I think he's the first Asian American PA announcer for hockey and also baseball as well. Gene Honda out in Chicago. Vinny Parisi could also attest to that. And also he's done the World Series as well. Gene Honda is one of the best. And if you ever listen to him on YouTube, again, it's just simple. Simple emphasis, just reading the lineup. Oh, I'd love to read the lineup of the New Jersey Devils. At center, number 91, Dawson Mercer. Oh, that sounds great. At right wing, number 63, Jesper Bratt. That sounds great. Standing in front of the crease, number 14, Nathan Bastian. Andy A. writes, Sam. Ah, it just sounds great, doesn't it? Number 5, Simon Nebitz. Yeah, but you know what? If I'm in the Cantons there, I when you say Simone, you stretch it out. There should be a little pause between Nebits. See what else? What other players coming to mind? Number 28, Damon Severson. That's a good name to scream out. I'm losing my voice right now. You see, it's not easy. It's not easy. Goal scored by number 5, Simone Nebits. Peter. I don't even know what number he would be, so I'm just going to make up a number. Goal scored by number 77, Shakir Mohamedoulen. Boy, I'm getting lightheaded after announcing that name. Whew. Maybe I shouldn't get into this business because I'm already worn out. All right. Well, I'm sure you guys had enough of me. Just a friendly reminder, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight, the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal. Beer
Hi,
Baron.
this is Chico Resch.
Whoa. I hit the wrong button again. Sorry about that, folks. We'll be on live tonight. That was a fun Sunday afternoon doing the Woo Report. Dropping the podcast in about 20 minutes. So for those that are coming back from the shore, getting back to reality tomorrow on the morning commute back to work, you can listen to this podcast. Devils are looking for a new Devils PA announcer and play-by-play with the MSG Networks. Peter says, really got into the show. Good job. Thank you, Peter. We try to keep it light, entertaining, and informative, and your opinion matters on this podcast. Thank you. Thank you for the comments, compliments, your opinions, your differing opinions. That's what we're all about, uniting the fan base together as one. Until next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils. See you at 9 p.m. tonight.